Uh-oh.
It's electric.
Mid-gummy bear bite.
It's an electric atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys.
It is Aaron Live with Shelley Showtime.
Shelley almost live. It's
Shelley. Shelley's playing hurt. Major headache going on, but she is here regardless of the pain and suffering. Just for you guys. So
you never miss an opportunity to make fun of Aaron.
That's right. And here we are again.
I got my priorities.
March 20th, 2022. Time is rolling on.
Way too
leaving
fast.
us behind. That's for sure.
I can't do it.
Well, let's see who is first in the house. Why Shelley was
I think I might have been
in the house, and you get
I get nothing
for that. But we appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
Stripling Vaughn was
I appreciate me. Right there with me.
I said Stripling probably.
That's
I don't know if we
show.
That's a different show. That would be the Jack Show. So Stripling Vaughn was second in the house.
Who has started a YouTube channel. So everybody make sure you go there and subscribe. I did. Well, and everybody wants to be like me, I'm sure.
Well, I've heard that. It's all over the internet.
He's like, oh, don't say that, Shelley.
It's all over the internet.
Now nobody's going to do it, right?
No. Joe Lowe, can't believe I'm early.
You know
I can't either, Joe.
Yeah.
What is this? Leg Kick says, hi, hello at Shelley at Aaron Price. Most important, said hi to first lol. Well, you know, Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is almost always here. Catch up with the shtick. Catch up with the shtick.
Yeah, so we had some computer issues and then
we did.
Yeah, we got them all figured out.
Citizen Ronan is here.
Welcome.
Shelley, she's still here.
I'm still here. All good.
All period good. All good.
Oh, well, I love punctuation apparently.
Yeah. What's this now?
Yes.
The computer seemingly always wants to update 10 minutes before a show. Boy, isn't
we have to
truth.
go into
and it doesn't tell me. It just frustrates. Stuff stops working, and I should. This has happened enough that I should remember that when that happens, it's like it's probably updating. Just go in there and turn it off.
I'll remind you now.
Yeah.
Well, we got it figured out.
Yes. Please hit that like button. Don't make Aaron get up to scold you. Because it can get violent.
Even more afraid of me.
It can get violent in here. Just
they don't call me mean Mrs. L for nothing.
They don't. They do call her that, but they don't call her that for nothing.
Nope.
Our dog is. What is he doing?
I think he's.
In the chair.
Getting himself comfortable in the massage chair. He doesn't know how to turn it on yet, which is good.
Yeah, but he likes to dig in it, and it's going to ruin it for everybody else.
It's so thrashed.
It's true, but I just sit in it. I don't dig in it. He digs in it.
Dig it.
Oh, wait a minute. My attention is split this evening between here and the Irish basketball game. I know.
Epic upsets. I love March Madness. There's not one bracket left in the world
that hasn't been blown up. That's for sure. Paul Brillard is here. Glorious day today. Thank you. Yes, it is. Thanks for joining us.
Not where we are. It's yucky. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow.
Shot across the bow. Irish play basketball. Oh, hey now.
Them's fighting words.
Wait a minute. This is the basketball potato asking for a friend. Wow.
It's baby.
Big in there.
Personal. Oh my gosh, you guys are so chatty. I love
Sequential Treasures. He's if you caught my last second live stream on Friday, he had gifted me a 9.2 FF,
so nice.
140 something or other, 130 something. But anyway, from the month of his birth, I thought that was pretty clever of him and very general. Yeah, it was. And we do a show called Comic Art Convo. The last Saturday of every month. So that will be this coming Saturday. We'll be doing that. So you want to check that out.
The best part of all.
Yes.
His wife and I have been friends since high school.
And who would have known?
The world all revolves around me. It's amazing.
I would, but I don't have one. That's the problem. I don't have a bowler hat.
I almost got him one, Randy.
I would wear it.
Next year.
Yeah, I'd wear it on stream. Rodney's here. Hey, Rodney. Frog G. We've already established that Past Master Dan is here.
Peyton.
Oh.
Peyton.
It's great to see Aaron write about his childhood. Hope that brings back memories of your childhood.
But my bestest friend in the whole wide world, Peyton, is here, right there, and let's do this.
Let's do this.
Shih Tzu.
It was a great shot of Art Taber's butt hanging out of his jeans. That's always nice.
Nice.
Angela Curry is here.
Angela.
Hey,
okay,
you.
So this is kind of weird, but sometimes I'll go back through the previous show and see if we missed comments, because we're starting to miss comments now.
There's a lot of comments.
And so I think it was Angela that asked me what my favorite flavor of White Claw was.
Yes. What is your favorite flavor of White Claw?
White Claw.
Okay, there you go.
No, I love like the black cherry ones. Grapefruit's not my fave. I'll drink it, but it's not my fave.
You know what I like?
Hi, Jeffrey.
I like to do that.
It's always fun.
It is.
Always fun.
Crowfire Studios says, hello, Shelley and Aaron. It's Arvid. So happy to be among the wrong thinkers and renegades. Well, that's pretty much us. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. All right. Well, I just beat. So you guys go, what is this fancy accessory that Shelley's wearing?
My cousin is in the house, and he's no longer hiding behind his his
right.
Yeti.
We'd know that last name anywhere.
Yeah.
All right. So, my little 10
Kurt,
unit.
thanks for joining us. I have relatives in the chat. How about that?
That's so fun.
Isn't it, though?
So, okay, so these, if you guys have neck pain, these are awesome. This says it's a neck massager. But I'm going to have one of these implanted into my neck in May. So I'm super excited. So if it gets bad again. It's not that big. Yeah, not this
the
big.
one that's implanted.
The tiny one.
Get that big.
So if you hear beeping again, that's just me going, oh, need it again.
Well, we do have guests this week.
Yeah.
And, sometimes our regularly scheduled programming runs over. I don't like to leave guests in the green room, so we need to get rocking and rolling here. So we get through all this garbage that I pre-prepared.
Right,
this quality entertainment that I pre-prepared. But first, let's do this public service announcement.
Yep.
Oops. I'm off my game. For some reason, I was thinking they were attached. And I was like, no, you know what? Push the button.
I was too. I was waiting for, were you guys all waiting for the rawr?
Yeah. Well, I should just make one where they're attached, and then I won't have to do it.
Well, that's thinking.
Well, speaking of being attached, that was a terrible segue because it has nothing to do with being attached. But let's look at this.
Okay.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Gummy bears.
You didn't say it.
I didn't. I thought it was already attached.
Hey, we have gummy bears today, but she thought the language alert was already attached to that. But,
I'm so used to it.
Okay, but we have other stuff too. These keep showing up in my store, and as a result, I keep buying them. These mini pies. So
big on
snacking
flavor.
on the mini. Oh, they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Small in stature, big in flavor.
So that's what we're looking for next.
Mm-hmm.
Our only sponsor. No White Claw.
Well, at this point, we'll take.
Nope.
Yeah, we'll take any sponsor at this point.
Yeah.
Bear aspirin. I'd take Bear aspirin as well.
Would you?
I probably should take Bear aspirin.
You probably should get some like arthritis sponsors or something.
Exactly.
For old people.
A little geriatric.
Mm-hmm. And sure.
Well, I don't want to go there.
Depends.
I don't want to go there yet. Not that old. Oh, dear Lord, don't let me go there. All right. But instead, let's go here.
Hey, okay.
I love this portion of the show because this is where you do this and I get to eat.
You could eat. All right, hold on. I gotta share screen. Window. This one. Share. So Shelley shout outs. Kind of a woo. Get out of my screen. Big week of lots of stuff happening. So we're just gonna go do some positive things. So spring has sprung. Everything's blooming and everyone is sneezing. Now, I think Dawn is having a really bad allergy sinus headache. So everybody can give him a shout out. Eric the Guapo, spring break. Yay! Oh, I'm looking forward to sleeping in tomorrow. Like I did today, and the day before, and the day before. But I'm on spring break too. And I had all my grades and everything graded before I left school that day.
You know, Eric posted something on my Twitter feed that said that he'd picked up the garbage man trade paperback. And he said it was better than I thought, which was quite a relief to me because I'm always afraid people are going to say, no, it's worse than I expected.
Right. Oh, I expect good stuff. And so anyway,
anyway, I'm glad it was better than you expected.
Yep. And still some other people on break. So Walt gets his first vacation in nearly a decade.
Well, I thought you said Ball, like from Star Trek. Ball hungers. You must feed Ball.
Must feed Ball.
I'm being Ball right now.
Oh my gosh. And Stippling, he's like getting as much exposure now. Like many times we've said leg kick and stats. Stripling, who's not Stripling. Baby pterodactyls rolled both ways. So yeah, Davis's are lockdown protocols. Life is never the same once baby starts moving.
That's true.
Woo! Now there's so many. When I put out for shout outs, Roqueford's campaign is now shipping, right? Is that how I say it? Roqueford? Yep.
Now that came and went before I even knew what was going on. And so I'm begging him for an extra copy. I mean, I'll pay for it, of course, but I just hope he has extra copies. Shelley, I'll give you $5. You can tell me who that is. Picture of that person is, who that actor is in that picture.
You got to keep your money because I can't barely even.
That would be Keir Dullea. Keir Dullea was in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I would have never got it ever.
Oh,
but look how many people. Oh, look, another one. But my favorite.
I finally can believe
it's not butter. Crazy. All right, what else we got? Geek Avenger. They made it back to the gym.
Boy, we should.
I know. That's why I was like,
that'd be great.
All right. Some motivation, some inspiration, but also Tug's campaign is doing well. But when I first read it back to the gym, I screenshotted it. I'm like, I have never been.
Like ever in your life?
No, I used to manage health clubs and teach aerobics till my legs fell off, but I haven't been. We joined a gym right around COVID time. Haven't gone. He went.
I've been.
You went because you got your T-shirt. I'm embarrassed to go in there and go, yeah, I haven't been in there. They'll be like, oh, you joined 10 years ago. Okay, super. Yeah. All right. This one, I love Kayla. She is saying such nice things about people. And boy, though, she's kind of like me. She's just great. No, but don't piss her off. Boy, she's a defender as well. I love it. So shout out. I don't know how to say that.
Nagilia?
But you guys can see it. Yep. And then Darren Wagner followed that with absolutely that Pedro is the man.
Pedro for president.
I love this one. Philbo Baggins. 53rd birthday. Welcome to the Getting Older in Your 50s Club. We should write a manual for what to expect. There's like what to expect when you're expecting, what to expect in your 50s.
What to expect when you get old.
Yeah. Lots of fun stuff. So more birthdays. Look.
Ellie turned 4.
Ellie turned 4.
Happy birthday.
Oh my gosh. I love that. There was another one on birthdays too, but I seem to have misplaced it in here. Yeah. This one. There we go. Amanda.
This past week's birthday that I know of, Comics Apex, The Lucifer Storm, Rise Again.
And everybody send lots of positive hugs to Amanda. I love you. Oh, again, you know what? Ellie turned 4.
She did just again.
Telepathic Bunny's killing it. So, doing some really good programming. Who else did he have on there?
You.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't going there, but thank you. But yeah, he hit 220 subs. I remember when he was going, can I get to 200?
I thought you were pushing your brand, so I was, trying to help you out.
That brand. Okay, brand. But one of his guests on this last show too was, I would say, Zevious.
Sure.
I love this
Zevious
kind of work.
That's pretty funky.
I love it. It's
cool.
A lot of butterflies.
I thought you were going to say a lot of butter.
No, like this one down here, but
butter.
I can't believe it's butter. And always a scary moment. Another driver in the Tuttle household.
Uh-oh.
Cha-ching. And that, my friends,
are Shelley Showtimes.
The Shelley Showtime.
Wow. That's a lot.
I know.
Good job.
I love it when I put it out there and it's just like boom, boom, boom. Positive, positive, positive. Because Yeah, somebody else said they saw. I had a comment, but I'm done giving my energy to.
I don't know what this means, but I do like KFC. So I probably shouldn't. It's not good for you, especially when you're my age.
What to expect in your 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's a Charlotte Comic-Con next Sunday. Andy has a table. Well, he's right in that. It's right in his neighborhood.
You should go.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah. You know, I got a little notice from Stuart Ing Books down in California that there was a collectible paperback book show in Glendale today.
And he was like, how can I get there?
How can I get there? But
it's a long commute, man.
It's a long drive.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Manifesto's here.
Yay.
Gotta go up a little bit. Key Manifesto, stat.
Pie, are you trying to summon Ethan?
That's
I don't want him to steal my pie. That's why I got little pies. If I got a big one, he might, converge.
Let's see. Gosh, you guys are so cool. I love how you guys say.
You love how they mention your name?
No, they greet each other.
Oh, Peyton, that's so. That's so sweet.
You're welcome.
There's a little pain in the gut for you. How's that? Huh?
Actually, that machine, it stops it for a little bit. So yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, let's see here. Boy, there's just a lot of comments.
I love it. You guys are on fire. But yeah, we're starting to miss them. Wait, move your hand. Thanks, Randy.
Well done, Shelley. Area positivity.
I try. But yeah, I have my moments where I'm not so positive, so I'm working on that one.
Yeah, they're usually directed at me.
But no, I just don't like people being mean to be mean, and then I end up being kind of mean.
Then you being mean to me, so
Yeah, but that's fun.
So
she says with a smile.
So is this. Oh.
Ooh, I like that one. I noticed his accessory.
Yeah, he has a hat similar to mine, and the
leg kick loves.
Girl kind of looks like Mandy. So it's just a whole. There's like all sorts of
connections.
The reason I brought that one in is because if you remember last week, the color one of Hanover Fist stealing chickens at the gentleman's.
Oh, that really long one.
Commune fair or whatever. The one I just showed, Knight's End, is also part of that same portfolio. They're all color pieces by Wrightson, and all of them are quite exquisite. And I just thought I'd want to share that with you guys. So yeah, so that's and then of course, being mean to
I noticed too. She had some Berkeys.
Saying he's about to bust out of that bonus. She's about, yes.
Oh, Angela, that is too funny. Not even in my best day.
Is that
honey.
Aaron and Shelley?
Not even in my best day.
Yeah, that's me every.
Not without some alterations.
Full moon. Yeah, that wolf has Aaron's hat. See, they're paying attention.
Good job.
Wait a minute. Here's a big paragraph on KFC. We had 2 KFCs in my town. One closed down. One served good food. The other served food with extra grease and occasional hair.
Ooh.
Guess the town liked the hair. The good ones stay open. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. That was a photograph of Aaron under a full moon
with somebody else.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just.
What are you doing?
Boo.
A boo.
That wasn't good enough. Green laser. Sorry. We had a Chick-fil-A and a broasted chicken place. What? We got a Chick-fil-A and a broasted chicken places. Well, that's what Tippy Tail McKitty says.
Well, speaking of food,
do we know Tippy Tail McKitty? I don't recognize.
That's a new one, I think.
Hey, you know what? Tippy Tail. If you're welcome, if this is your first time here, you're welcome for being here. Let me try that again. We welcome you for. Okay, show's over. Good night, everybody. Thank you,
everybody. Don't forget to tape.
No, hey.
Okay, we need to restart ourselves.
Just reboot the whole computer. Maybe this will reboot with it. It'll be better. Probably not. Okay.
At least I have an
But
excuse.
anyway, welcome
Okay,
if you're
good.
new, and please
And we
like
appreciate
and
it.
subscribe if you
And-
wouldn't mind.
This isn't always as bad. Well, let's just say it's not always as bad as this.
It's
But
usually not this good. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, there's some truth to that. No, there isn't,
What?
because I haven't
No.
even had a drink.
no.
Takes Aaron and Shelley's gummy drugs. Yes, these are actually.
These are so soft this week.
Oh my
Was it
gosh.
last week or week before that they were like
You know they have like
they're really good.
weed gummy bears.
Yeah.
These are not weed gummy bears.
No, I'm sure.
We may be behaving like they are.
Oh,
they're not.
Yeah, I've looked at all that stuff, but my doctors would not be happy with me. So
All right.
even if it's legal here.
Mhm.
Yeah. What you got? What else you got, Aaron?
Well, playing
Bring it
off
on.
the Wrightson theme.
Yep.
All right.
Vintage.
Vintage. This is from 1983, so I was
You were in
19.
high school?
19, still trying to figure
Well, you
things out.
graduated in '83.
David Williams was a professional artist, and I was doing crap like this. But the thing that's significant about this, you can see the inking is very Wrightson-esque. There's a kind of a fancy pirate there who just
Mhm.
killed a dragon, and that dragon is sort of a ripoff of a Wrightson dragon.
That one right there.
Yep. I
It's
ripped
on the
off-
wall right here
Yeah, that one right up there.
that you used to have the original for.
But anyway, yeah. So there's Aaron.
Yeah.
There's Aaron at 19 thinking he's pretty cool when actually sucked pretty hard. But anyway, there it is.
It's not horrible.
So there it is. Well, it's not horrible, but it's not,
Not
great.
great.
It's not horrible, but it's not.
We don't rehearse it. It just happens after 30 years.
All right. But now, speaking of Wrightson,
Speaking of,
I'm
this really shouldn't be what's in your flat files because it hasn't been in your flat file yet.
no, but I'm sharing it.
Because
I'm sharing it. I'm still
It's
working
brand
on
new.
it. This is the piece I'm doing for the Wrightson tribute book. As you can see, there's the young romantic Wrightson up there, the one that I grew. He was that age when I became a fan of his. So and he was
Oh.
doing this type of work, and so I thought it was
Love that
appropriate rather than do
candle.
the older Wrightson, do the younger Wrightson.
Yeah.
And as you can
Loving the
see,
candle.
I'm doing the best
Very
I
gnarly.
can to give that Wrightson feathering and line work. This is all brush.
Are those faces in the
Yeah,
candle?
there's faces in the candle.
Nice.
See, they're all miserable little trolls and stuff. And anyway, so yeah,
Oh,
so
I thought you were talking to me. I was a
Wrightson's up
miserable
in the
troll.
smoke from the candle.
Yeah,
And there's
that's
going to be a
really
bunch
cool.
of cross hatching and stuff back here to create a lighting effect. And the book he's carrying is either going to be a look back by
Mhm.
Bernie Wrightson or a copy of Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, I
Probably, I don't know. I keep going back.
Why don't
and
we
forth.
let everybody vote?
No, because they may not
I
agree
thought it
with
was a good
me.
idea.
You
So
can
you
vote.
guys-
That doesn't
you
mean I'll
can-
listen.
Voice your opinion.
I thought since it's Bernie Wrightson tribute, she put a look back in there. But Frankenstein
Oh.
would also make sense because that was what he's
That's
best
one of
known
his
for.
rights.
So anyway, somebody asked a while ago, said, how well could you ape Wrightson? That's about as good as I can do it these days. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. So
But
anyway,
we'll give an update on it as
Yeah.
you work on it this week.
yeah,
But amazing that how many hours you put in yesterday?
I worked from when I got up to when I went to bed.
Mhm.
I inked a page. I
Did another page.
cleaned up 2 pages for 2 or 3 pages for Gabe, and then
Didn't you
penciled
pencil
that.
another?
And
Yeah.
I put together a bookshelf for my mom. And
I know. I barely saw him yesterday.
yeah,
So yeah, he's a working like crazy.
I'm a working fool. And here comes the
What else we got?
let's see,
Looks
what
awesome.
page of Wraith?
Thanks, Joe.
What page of Wraith am I on now? I am
Yeah.
on 68
Okay. Can
out
I?
of 78.
68 or
So I have
78?
10 pages to go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so remember that one I showed you guys kind of, well, I don't want to say I flashed it because
Holy
this is a
smokes,
family show.
What are you talking
But
about?
the page you were like, don't show them.
Yeah.
The next one, even better. The one that,
Well, we're in the last 2/3 of the book.
Wow.
We're in the last 2/3 of
can
the
I show them a little bit?
No. We're in the last 2/3 of the
I'll
book.
take a photo later. Okay.
And it's all it's like the climactic
cow.
scene and every, so I don't want to give anything
That
away.
top panel, how you did it,
There's
awesome.
a lot of stuff that gets paid off in the last 20 pages of this book.
Yep.
And so I don't want to
Vanessa,
ruin
I know.
what happened before because
I
if
know,
you know
but
how it turns out, then
you
you're going to
guys,
guess stuff that you shouldn't guess
that was-
until the end.
It was really good.
Thank you.
Really, I
Appreciate
was like,
that.
just gonna no. So let's
Well,
see.
well,
Darsh
let's-
is here.
Well,
Darsh.
hang on a second now.
What? I'm gonna go
We
get
have-
it. No.
Huh?
I'm gonna go
No, you're
get
not.
it.
No, you're not.
How much money you got? You gonna pay me not to get it?
We're sorry. Hang on a second here. There's a bit of a problem.
No.
I
Twice.
owed her one, so that I
That's
catch
kinda
up with
true.
that with her. Maybe both book titles. One is a variant. I
Oh.
heard some of those are popular for some people. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so we want to give you guys a little update because we do have some Wraith swag coming up. Now, the shot glasses, we've told you about the shot
I'm so
glasses.
excited.
I still don't have them. They gave me some, as a proof. They
It
took a
looks
shot
stupid.
glass and they put like flat lettering across it. Here's your proof. And I'm like, that's not a proof because
No.
that's not what it's going to look like. So I can't
But
show you that.
The logo on it,
Yeah, it's the logo.
it just says Wraith of God.
Right, not it doesn't have the flames on it, but it has the logo. And they're laser etched into the glass. And it looks pretty cool,
Yeah.
or should look pretty
Should
cool.
look really cool.
Anyway, so we're getting those on Wednesday, and then I'll actually take a photo and we can show them, and then I'll put them up on the campaign page. But we do have
Wait.
T-shirts, baby.
Woo! And we know we're $100 from it's $100 from 125K.
I know, it's
So
amazing. Can I
the
turn this
support-
off?
Yes, you may. The support, you guys, has just been. But wait. Everybody needs to prepare themselves.
Okay, the shirts are cool.
If you're not sitting down, you might want to. But yeah, get ready.
Here it
'cause-
comes. Here's
my gosh.
Here's what the shirt looks like. Are you ready? Boom.
Oh my gosh. I love it so much.
So those
Yep.
are going to be your shirt. It's going to be only available on black because obviously it's not going to work
So cool.
if it isn't on black. But anyway, those will be up later tonight. I have to do the little perk.
Yeah, we have to add it because we don't. Yeah, we're gonna try
I
to.
have to put together the image and everything to do the perk,
Right.
which is a pain in the butt. But I'm gonna do it tonight, and they're gonna be up there and for sale.
So
And I want you to
guys,
know
so good.
these are from St. Clair Apparel. Todd does a great job over there.
Yeah.
He does most of the shirts for CG people.
And it's gonna go all the way to 3X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We went first class all the way. There's multiple colors on this.
Yep.
Which is more expensive. We went with the 50-50
A blend T-shirt.
blend t-shirt. So it would fit better and it wouldn't shrink and the collar
last
wouldn't get
better.
all, ugly. So we went first class with these shirts all the way, and we're still going to bring them in for under $30 a shirt. So, but anyway,
Except maybe the bigger sizes.
yeah, the bigger
but-
sizes
'cause they
will. If
cost
you
a little
go-
bit
yeah,
more.
if
But
you go 2X or bigger, then
Yep. And we're waiting for the samples for beanies and hats.
yep, we're still waiting on that.
We're still fighting which ones we might just do both. Because some people like beanies, some people like hats. Like myself,
I think
I would
more-
wear a hat.
I think more people wear baseball caps. That's just my feeling. See,
So
look at-
we're gonna duke it out later.
Past Master Dan wants an Empire Comics hat. See, Shelley thinks we should get Wraith of God hats, and I'm kind of torn between getting Wraith of God hats and an Empire Comics hat. So I don't know. We're not going to do both, at least not.
But we got another campaign right around the corner
That's
where
true.
we'll have some more. But now that we know who to go to, who to use, this guy is great. We just gave
Yep.
him some artwork and said, "Do what you want to do." That's
Yeah, I
why
think-
I answered that.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. Rodney, thank you.
Rodney's digging it.
beautiful. Oh my
wait a minute,
gosh,
we've
so
got
many.
somebody-
And
somebody-
Teacher Vanessa, yes, laying down is even better because I don't want you to faint or anything. So Geek Avenger just got off work.
he sends us $10. Geek Avenger does. Thank you so much.
So
That's very
much.
kind of you. And then says, "I just got off work. Did I miss anything?"
Click on it. So
I'm trying.
Oh, you got to go up this one, honey. You still have.
Oh,
there we go.
Just got off work. Did I miss anything?
Really.
That's kind of
Missed shout outs.
that's
Missed
that's the
snacks.
sad thing is you really didn't miss anything.
We,
I wish
yeah, it took
wish
us a
I
while to
could
wake
say-
up.
I wish I could say that you missed
Yeah.
a lot, but anyway, so there's the shirts, and we wanted you guys
So
to
thanks,
see
guys.
that, and those will be up and for sale here pretty
Woo.
quick. And look, I have a special. You can see right there. I got a little tag right there that says Wraith of God, and it's like a customized tag in the back of the shirt.
Mhm.
So cool. I backed Wraith early on.
Thank
oh,
you.
well, thank you, Tippy Tail Kitty, McKitty. I
So
appreciate
yeah, so
that very
once we
much.
know, we also kind of want to do maybe
Thank you.
a bundle where you can get, you know, the shirt, cap, shot glass all together. So we have to kind of wait and see, but we may just do the t-shirts.
Beanies and hats and bears.
Oh my. Yeah, so yeah, see, they like do the Wraith hat
Angela
with the
wants-
large Empire logo.
A Wraith hat with an Empire logo on it. So like a cowboy hat.
What's
Is that
this
what
right
you
here?
say?
Oh, I
Is
didn't
it-
get it. I didn't read it like
A
that.
Wraith
But
hat
yeah,
with a large Empire logo. Yeah.
yeah,
Empire Comics covers all publications. There you
it's
go.
true.
Oh my goodness. Malin needs a beanie. He does. He would wear it on the show too.
Eric the Guapo is here. You were on the shout out.
The
my
red
friend.
burst behind the Wraith is fantastic. Isn't that cool? How many different tees? Just one so far,
Mhm.
but there'll be, after this campaign, there'll be a new t-shirt. The next campaign, and maybe more than one. Because I'm working on an Empire Comics
Well, he says he's
shirt.
like, oh, this and that. And yeah.
and maybe another Wraith shirt. And this one is not limited edition. I'm just gonna make that clear. But it'll only be up for probably about 30 days because when this campaign ends, I've got to get them to the printer so I can get the shirts out. But it'll be back because we really like this design. So
Oh,
anyway, so we have guests in the green room.
yay.
And I think it's important to note
Mhm.
that one of our guests lives in London, England, or good old England. I don't know if she's in London, but
Oh,
and that's
commitment.
7 hours different.
mm-hmm.
So it's after midnight there. It's like 12:30 at night. And here we are stalling
We
and
love
joking
her so
around.
much. I know.
But
We should go. We should go see her.
I think we should go like
Like
leave.
tomorrow.
I'm like she's
I'm
here.
on
I
spring
don't
break.
even
Let's
wanna
go.
leave right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let me introduce to you the lady behind the hit graphic novel, Charlie's London. Let me bring in
Yay!
Charlie's London,
Yay!
and let me
Uh-oh.
bring her in.
Add to stream.
And where is she?
This is audio only. Maybe go up
I'm
here.
here.
You're here, but
You're
we
there.
can't see you, lovely.
I know
Um,
you're on full screen. That's why.
Well, you should have popped up. Though.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
change your screen.
Gosh,
I am.
This is a professional
Okay,
thing happening
Stat,
right here.
can you hear me?
Oh, you guys went business casual. I think I overdressed.
Why can't I bring your guys' picture up?
Hold on, guys.
I'm telling you,
Mm-mm.
I know, I'm just messing around to see if I can get this thing back in gear. There's the Empire
Look,
Comics
there's our-
stickers.
Am I supposed to pick which
Everything's
one's
going to be up. So anyway, at least we can hear you. We turn the fan down
Yeah.
because I can't hear him very well. So,
What
and you
is
guys are
that?
only showing icons anyway. So until I get this figured out, we have your lovely voices and we appreciate you both joining us.
Oh, well,
Anyway, for those of you who back the campaign, here is your sticker set that you all get for free. How exciting is that? Those are all the stickers that come. So now I'm reading. Why is that not coming on?
have you gotten those slabbed yet?
Have I got what?
Have you gotten those slabbed yet? Looks like a 9-2.
Oh, gotten those slabbed yet? No. You know, I'm going to get a copy of Wraith of God slabbed though.
Hey,
So,
Gosh.
because
What is the deal?
I don't know why they're not coming up. I'm telling you.
I think you're full screen.
No, that's not it. When I click on you to add you guys, it should go to
And I'm
second
going
screen,
to like different layouts.
and it won't let you guys in.
Should we go out and come back in again? Would that help?
I don't know. Give it a shot. Give it a
Okay.
shot.
wait
And we'll
a
bring you
second.
back.
Okay.
all right.
All right. This
Yeah.
is annoying. Sorry,
Okay, well,
guys.
let's switch cameras back. This probably
Guests?
this has to do play sound when guests guests must either know.
Wow. This hasn't ever happened before.
It hasn't. Let's see if Stat Zeros comes in.
I'm right behind you. Big fan of the Invisible Man movies.
For some reason, I wonder when we restarted if we screwed something up in
Mm-mm.
the programming that because I can hear you
What
guys,
the- So annoying.
but okay, Charlie, you can hear us, right?
Yeah. Don't worry, because
Yeah.
Sato and I are not on. We've only got our avatars up because I messaged you earlier and said I've been marking all day and I've really hurt my eyes. And when I took my eye makeup off, I looked like I had some weird like zombie thing going on. So I was like, would you mind if I don't go on camera, Aaron? So,
well, you solved our problem then. And we know Stat Zero likes to hide behind his bird.
The old shoe polish on the binoculars trick.
That's right. So everybody gets to look at us while we're talking to you.
So sorry, guys.
Yeah. Green Laser says Aaron's computer needs a cannonball, and indeed it does.
True.
Oh my gosh! Wait a minute, I got to blow somebody up here. Aaron trying to figure out StreamYard is like watching my grandpa trying to figure out how to use a microwave.
How do you set the VCR?
Okay.
Time.
All right.
Oh my
so
gosh.
now you guys can see us, right?
Yes.
yeah.
We just can't see you.
Unfortunately for
All
them,
right.
but yeah.
Well, you can't have everything.
I've got the zombie
Okay.
too.
Well, okay, let's do this. There's a couple things that I want to do, and since you guys are here, you can play along. And then we'll get to interviewing about Charlie's London and your new projects, and a little bit about Stat Zero and his daily strips and things like that.
And it's fulls. I'm loving those.
So, but we're going to do this first, which is what we like to call precious moments from yesteryear, and I think all of you may enjoy this.
Yeah.
Now, Charlie's, do you know what movie that's from?
Yeah, it's from modern times.
There you go, 1931, if I'm not mistaken. You probably would know that too.
It is 1931.
Look at that. I know my films.
Nice
I didn't
job.
go to school for nothing.
For nothing.
Okay, so I figured, since we were going to have you on, that this would be an appropriate precious moment with Charlie Chaplin.
Thought about it. That's nice.
You know, the
She
that
chose the
cutting
Cornea
edge
clip.
food feeder that didn't quite work.
Didn't quite
for him.
work.
The mechanization of society didn't go well. All right, so we play this game with Shelley called Shelley Knows.
Shelley doesn't know a lot.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to ask a few questions. If she can't get it, then I'm going to throw it to you guys to see if you guys know the answer to help her out. Okay.
Okay.
So give Shelley a chance to embarrass
Be
herself
ready.
first.
Because I never do that
And
anyway.
and then I'll call on you if we need your help. And I'm pretty sure we're going to. But let's see what Shelley knows. So let's find out if Shelley knows Chaplin, shall we?
Yeah.
It's part of the theme. See how I'm being thematic with
You
the show?
are very well thought out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
All
Chaplin married one of these two fine young actresses. Can you tell me which one? Was it Paulette Goddard or Vivian Leigh? And they actually kind of look similar.
The first one.
Paulette Goddard?
Mhm.
That is correct. Is that correct, Charlie's?
That is correct. And I believe that it was Vivian Leigh in Gone with the Wind, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Vivian Leigh got the part because Paulette Goddard was up for it, but because of Chaplin's supposed communist affiliation, she lost the part, and that's the reason why their marriage broke down. She blamed him for it.
Oh, look at that. There's some extra sauce
She
in there.
knows a lot.
Look at that.
Man.
Thank you. Filling in the gaps.
Love
Okay, here we go.
that.
Here's our second question
All right.
for Shelley.
Can I stop now?
No, she apparently doesn't know Chaplin very well. What was Chaplin's best known screen persona, character he created that he's best known for?
What? Say it again.
Chaplin,
Yeah.
his most famous screen persona, character that he created on screen in movies that he's most known for. Which character would that be?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Charlie.
Sorry.
Everybody knows him as the little tramp, but Charlie actually refers to him. Charlie actually refers to him as the little fellow. That's his actual name.
The little fellow.
Oh.
See?
See, I just thought it wasn't just himself. But
see, I knew Charlie's would be bringing in
information.
for us.
We should just a new segment every show.
Yeah.
Charlie knows.
Charlie knows. Okay. So question number 3. Stop looking.
Oh, sorry.
Cheater.
Cheater.
Okay.
What?
Charlie Chaplin was involved in founding what motion picture studio in 1919?
MGM.
Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer? No.
Sure.
It would have been, Charlie, why don't you tell us who that was?
It was United Artists with Douglas Fairbanks, Mary Pickford, and D.W. Griffith.
That is
You're
correct.
amazing.
Yep.
And
she's
Archie
got it
Bear.
all. And Archie
And Archie
Bear.
Bear.
Well, no,
Archie Bear.
Art was just like, he had a secretarial role. He wasn't really involved in the, he was still learning the ropes. He was still learning the ropes.
Have we seen any of his like Gump-like pictures where he's just kind of in the background of like all these important historical?
Oh no!
Has he done that? Or are you kidding?
No, he should.
No, that would be
That
so
would be
hilarious.
so funny.
Okay. All right. Now here's the last
I'd
thing.
back that book.
I'm going to show you a clip from one of these Chaplin movies, and you tell me which movie it's from. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. You suck. I had this last second, like, this would be the perfect time for him to pull that.
She was scooting
I'm
into
like,
the screen
yeah,
too,
yeah.
and got her with Nosferatu. So actually, Charlie Chaplin wasn't in that movie at all. Wasn't.
No, okay, good.
No.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't. So I don't have to go to Charlie for any information on that one. It was,
Such a dork. Yeah, Peyton. I knew Peyton was like going, yeah.
yeah, there it is. See that?
Yeah. See, people saw it coming. I
Angela,
was
they
like,
love it.
at
They
the
love
last second, going, you know what? He could just, yeah.
It's cold blooded,
Yeah.
Aaron. Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Tobias, the indigenous Ginger Patrick says back Wraith of God now. Maybe it'll inspire Aaron to finish it and start the sequel. I'm
Ooh.
inspired to finish it. I'm inspired. I'm only a few pages
Yes.
away. All right.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Let's. Oh, wait a minute. Randy
Ooh.
Howell sent us $2 Canadian, and we can't just walk away from that. Thank
No.
you, Randy, very much. How about a Count Orlok greeting card? You know what? Shall I hold the fort down? Chat with
He does
our
this to
guest
me
for
all
a
the
second.
time.
Oh.
I'm going to grab something to show.
Yeah. So done Ring Hill. Yeah. So Narwhal, I would really like to back that book, but for the life of me, I just can't back a Nosferatu book.
All
Maybe
right.
Aaron will. I just can't make myself.
I
It scares
might.
me.
Yeah, she
Which
bought me a
one?
Nosferatu t-shirt though,
I
and then she
did.
complains about me wearing it. Okay,
Yep.
so here I did do a vampire card. See, there's the vampire. Now, when you
Oh, yeah.
open it up, you know what it says? It says, "You suck." You can imagine I'm selling
Inspirational, Aaron.
tons of these. See, it has my little cold crocodile press thing on the back. It's all
Mhm.
very official. So anyway, I do have greeting cards too.
That's too funny.
All right.
All
So
right, what's next?
okay. Well, I want to start off, Charlie, with
Would a screen share like jumpstart the avatars?
let's try it.
Nope.
Look at it
That's
works
weird.
though.
We all like give you the bird.
To be fair, it's not that bad. It's kind of
No.
like it gives that feel of when you've got two radio hosts and they're interviewing people that can't be seen. So it's not actually an awful thing.
No, it
Okay.
isn't. It'll hone my skills,
Mm.
and hopefully Shelley's as well. But we're not holding out hope for her.
Mm-mm.
See, oh look I turned the tables on her, gave her a
You
little
did.
sass.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
I
so
want to give you the jellyfish look.
Charlie, here's the question:
Mhm.
Why Chaplin?
Oh, I didn't choose this one. He chose me.
Oh.
Well, how do you mean? In what way? Or you must be a Chaplin fan, right?
Oh yeah, no, there's an awful echo. Who's that?
It's not me.
Stato, is that you?
Nah, I muted myself.
Hang on, let me see.
I don't hear.
It's complete mayhem.
Better now.
Is it still there? Oh, it's gone.
I don't hear
Okay.
it. Okay.
Oh, it's gone. So I was doing some family history about 10 years ago, and I had to get I found a photo of one of my relatives, and I had to apply to the Charlie Chaplin estate to get this photo because it was copyrighted, and I had no idea why the hell I had to. And when I got it, it showed a little Charlie Chaplin at 5-6 years of age, and then 2 rows up was my great uncle.
Oh wow.
And so
Are
I
you
was
kidding?
I started thinking, is his humour geographic? He grew up in South London, so is that where he got the inspiration for his films? And little weird things started to add up. Like my grandmother always had his films on at Christmas, and I just remember that there was he was always sort of around, as in like things that films and music and all that sort of stuff. And then I just started getting really into looking at Victorian London through the eyes of his films. And I went to a film festival and I got talking to his biographer, and we started talking about this thing about his humor being very geographic, and it just sent me off on this whole path of thinking about how it was possible. And then the more I was learning about him, the more I was understanding my own family history, because the plight and horrible things he'd gone through as a kid, my family grew up the same way, in complete and utter abject poverty. And it was just so interesting, and I started to just understand his films in a way I'd never understood them before.
Wow.
Well, so when did you make the decision or take the step to say, you know what, I want to put together a graphic novel, I want to put together this project?
I had this idea for quite a while, because I knew that the two definitive books on him are like doorstops. One of them is his book, and as good as it is, and anyone that's read it will tell you, he leaves a lot out. Now, I don't think he left it out because he forgot about it or he was trying to be egotistical. I think he left a lot of things, like he left really famous people out of it, and he left people out of it that had really big influences on him. And the only thing that people have really assumed the reason he done it was because he was going through the whole Red Scare communism thing when he was writing it. And he was scared about bringing these people into it in case they got tarred with his brush. So he just left them out. So there's his book. And then there's a man called David Robinson, and he wrote a definitive book on Chaplin. It was the one that was used for the Robert Downey Jr. film, and it's been used for pretty much the benchmark of any book. And I was like, well, silent films are a dying art now. Like only really people that look at them are enthusiasts or university students. And I was like, this person can't be forgotten. The work he's done can't be forgotten, but the material on him is so hard to access. So I just thought, I really want to do something where I can make it more accessible. And I'd always loved comics, and it felt really natural to make it into a comic. So I started playing around with the idea of how that was possible. And I'd been getting into CG through like my now like husband, Jan. And I was just like, could I do this? Could it be something that we could do? Is it like possible? And I'd worked with the Chaplin estate on conferences and things for many years. So I approached them about doing this comic. And at first they were sort of like, well, you'd have to put a business plan together. So I put a business plan together, and I included like loads of other crowdfunded books to show, like, you know, CG books to show them how it's done. And I tell you that 7 days of waiting for them to decide on it felt like the longest 7 days of my life. And then they come back to me and they went, yeah, it's fine, you can have the license to do it. And that was it. The rest is history.
Wow. Very cool.
Well, we're looking at the campaign right now on the I've got up on the screen, and it's doing really well, and it's still in demand, which I did not realize. Here's some of the color art. So you guys are up over, what is it, 54,000 right now?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to shut it, and I keep getting people message me going, can you just leave it open a little bit longer, because I want to get it. And you know, and then other people keep saying to me, don't close it until you've actually ready to launch the second one, because you'll get a gap and people will want to probably buy it. People that haven't bought it already will want to buy it, getting themselves all hyped up for the next one. So I thought, well, I'll just leave it till the mailing list for the new one goes live, and then I'll close it down. But every time I go to do it, everybody goes to me, don't do it yet. And I'm like, okay, all right, I won't do it yet.
That's the thing. They still want to buy it. I know Shelley finally, we're like, we got to get a copy of that. And Shelley finally ordered a copy from you. So I was glad it was still open to get it.
My very first campaign that I backed just for myself.
Look at that great art in here. I love the color work. You've got multiple covers to choose from. This is just terrific. I love this. And I'm a big Chaplin fan. So
cute. Isn't that cute?
That picture, when 6 a.m. comics drew it, the caricature of me, and Chaplin.
Yes.
When 6 a.m. drew that, I was like, why have I got my mouth open? And it was like the general consensus is that I'm either always laughing or talking. So I was like, well, okay, it's fine.
Oh, wow.
So cute though. It's
It is
funny.
cute. It's very
But go
funny.
down to stats.
I am. I want to ask Stat. How did you get involved in this?
Completely by accident. It was the sketch cards that did it. I was promoting just for fun. I got back on Twitter just to help some of these creators out, pushing their.
But you do a great job of, by the way, as like
gosh.
helping all of us out.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that support on social media from what we get from you. But
So
go
I
ahead.
draw these sketch cards just as warm-ups in the morning for what I would do myself, just comic strips and stuff like that. I started drawing the Chaplin ones, and I think I got to like 6 before Charlie contacted me and was really excited to see them. And then we started to talk about how much we both love Chaplin and silent movies and just old Hollywood and stuff like that. And she wanted to maybe do some comic strips. I didn't really think that they'd work that great in this particular medium because you'd have to flip it on its side, and get a little awkward with the thicker book and stuff. So we started talking about doing some little backup stories of the kid. So we got all the way through I think 1 or 2 little backup stories, and was it the Chaplin estate sold licensed the rights to, would you say, the Bank of France? Charlie?
Oh, what happened was, so they contacted me and they said, these are adorable, but there's a problem. And I was like, oh no, what's the problem? They said, well, in the process of your comic going live, we actually had a deal for 100th anniversary stamps with the French Postal Service. And I went, okay. And they went, well, they've stipulated that while they're doing these stamps, they don't want the license being given elsewhere. And even these little stories would be an infringement of the license. So I went, okay. So I went back to Stato and I was like, what do we do? And he's like, well, we can change the kid for something else. And I said, all right, I'll leave it in your hands. And he came back with Buster the dog. And we just, And then I went back to the Chaplins. They were like, yeah, it's cute, it's cool, and they loved it. So we was able to sort of save that one. But the problem was that the little image of the kid was used in the trailer as well. So I was halfway through the campaign and I was so busy with promo and everything, I just had to remove the trailer off of the Indiegogo. But to be totally honest, no one's actually even noticed. So it wasn't even a thing. I was like, my trailer must have been that terrible. You lot didn't even notice. So it's like, fine.
Well, maybe you're saying none of us should be spending the money we are in our cool trailers because no one watches them anyway. I don't know.
Well, and they're really cool. Like the first, like on his, there's a couple things. The music that he always uses with the rights and image. There's just things that now that you associate with it.
Right. The music.
But we've watched that trailer.
Well, it's funny when we came
or
on today and started the show, we did the intro and then I played the trailer and we went from 25 viewers to 19 just like that. And I went, what the heck? And of course they're back with us now. We appreciate it. But it was just kind of, I think, just bad timing. But I'm like, is everybody sick of my trailer? Should I quit running?
That's funny that you brought that up. Yeah.
So anyway, maybe trailers are overrated. We'll see. But no, this book looks terrific. I am so thrilled that it's doing well for you. Look at that. And okay, so I want to get to your new project, but first I want to, since we're talking was about stats, strips, I want to take a look at a couple of those that I have with me here. Now this one I didn't realize was, maybe you guys can explain this one to me.
Get ready.
I hadn't seen this one before. So what the heck is going on here? How did this come about?
When I started doing the promotion and stuff, I'd start by doing comic strips of the creators, because I mean, let's face it, a lot of these creators are characters in and of themselves. And Charlie had just launched her YouTube channel. And I was shouting that out. I was promoting that, and with the silent movie kind of thing enthusiast she was, that was this was, I think, even before I knew her.
Honey,
she just kind of mental. She saw this guy.
Look, her mouth's open and she's like, talking and yelling at people, and I'm like, what the heck?
He's done some absolutely great ones. Really, really good ones. There's one, I was telling him a story once about how we were just on a hangout having a chat, and all of a sudden Jan's gone, wait a minute, hang on, and he's gone outside the front door, and I can hear him going down the stairs of our apartment out to the front door, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning my time, and Sato's gone, where's he going? And I went, I don't know, I'm gonna have to ask you when he comes back. So when he came back, he said the milkman, because we have a milkman deliver the milk at night, he said the milkman only left 1 pint of milk. He should leave 2. So I had to chase the milk float down the road to ask for the second pint of milk. So Sato actually did a comic.
Oh my gosh.
And went up the next day of him like chasing the milkman down the road.
Oh, that's funny.
Charlie, you become a comic book character. You're like you're bigger than life already.
Yeah, I got that right here on the share screen.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, we got to see it. Oh gosh, we're good.
That's odd. We paid for two.
The best one he's ever done. I will give him a shout out for this though. The best one he's ever done is Jan's mum had 2 cats, and one of the cats sadly passed away about a year ago. And he actually did a comic strip of. He was asking me questions about what were the cats like with his mum, and what does his mum look like, and I sent him a picture, and he actually made this really lovely comic strip of the cats getting under her feet and her trying to feed them cat food and her falling over. It's a real classic, very Calvin and Hobbes sort of comic strip picture, and we actually got it printed and framed for her, and it's up on the wall in her house, and she loves it. So yeah, he's a good one. He's a good bird, this one.
He's a good bird.
Speaking of good birds, let me take a look at a couple more.
Nice segue, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm on top of that stuff. Yeah. This one you did not too long ago that I really identified with because it is so stinking true, because here I am not done with Wraith yet, and I'm already, working on story ideas for the stuff that's coming up next, right? Because it hits you, right? Because I've already written this story. And so I'm not thinking about the story as much, just drawing it, but then I'm thinking about the next story, and you're like, oh, I'm so excited to do that, but I got to finish this first.
Right. Well, and then when you're doing that Marvel page, I don't know what it was called.
The bullpen bulletin page.
And then he was like, oh my gosh, I was writing all this, and it was like, well, that's a great idea. And then we should do this. And like, okay,
settle down,
one at a time, because Mama can't help you.
Yeah. So this cracked me up. This one was one of my faves. So.
It's one of my favorite.
Yeah, I couldn't find the Wraith of God strip. Do you have that handy?
Oh yeah, probably. Let me just
ask to see the collection of birds he has. Ask to see the collection of birds. This is
not like real birds?
No, so he can't show you because of the whole avatar thing not working, but he has nearly 100 different Stato bird avatars that he makes randomly for people when he's going on their show, and he's got a collection. I think it's like nearly 100 of them, isn't it, Stat?
It's over 100, yeah.
Over 100 of them, and he'll just randomly change them when he's on a stream with you to a different bird in a different outfit.
No, it's funny because I've actually seen him do that once before. I can't remember where it was. I was like, wait a minute, that's a new bird.
Probably on the game show stream.
This is stream? Yeah, I think you're right. I just found this and it just cracked me up in kind of a poignant way. It's like we live in a world so full of unhappy people that I can't stand to see others happy, even if the other people are fictional.
Yeah.
So stinking true. But I love the energy and stuff you have in these little sketches. And that's so key when you're doing like newspaper style strips, is it's not necessarily about the refinement of the art as much as it is getting across expression and energy. Right. And you do it really, really well. Yeah. I'm stalling here for you to find that strip. I
have it right here a bit.
I've got one more I'm going to put up here while Stat is looking. Okay. Is this like
now that we can add to stream? That's just weird.
Now, why you should be doing NFTs or something, shouldn't you, with all these? Oh my gosh, look at all of those.
What do we got here?
See, I'd like to see him do one of those pictures where, it's like it's a big picture of a bird, and then when you look in, it's lots of different little statistical zeros.
Yeah. Look at that. That's a wraith. There's a wraith
my gosh.
Bird. God, that's so good.
That is so funny.
Let's see here. Okay, what about this one here? It's the last one I've got of yours, but I do want to.
Telling you, Stat, I'd back that book.
The battle isn't for keeping comics alive;
yeah.
it's for who gets to control them. So control yours. Can't wait to see what happens next. And boy, isn't that the truth?
Every day.
There you go. I found the Wraith one, sort of.
Okay, there it is. Okay, so let's add that.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. It's my
they're
on top of my Twitter.
Whatever that is. And I don't even know what gummy bears and White Claw are. I love her expression. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. Just a few simple lines that you know brings a character to life in the right way. And so you've really got something going there. Have you thought about putting that in or maybe you do and I just am unaware of it, but I know that there's not really newspaper strips as like there used to be, but there are like websites and stuff like that, right? Where you can put up put up daily strips and things like that.
I suppose I'm in kind of a building phase. The problem with strips is everybody loves them because I think there's like a nostalgia attached to them because of the newspaper.
Right.
Even people that have never read like a Spider-Man at all, I don't like comics at all. They still like newspaper strips or comic strips and stuff like that. So, but just as far as I'm concerned, most people don't even know that I'm not from the UK.
No, that's funny.
We thought you were.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so, and I've got 800 followers and stuff, and I've just been entertaining them. But I think as far as demand goes, I don't really see it. I mean, if Graham doesn't think that his Sunshine State strips could sell, and he's probably got a bigger reader base than I do. I'm
not talking about like trying to sell it to a.
Like the collection or anything like that. But
I think there's websites, and I haven't looked into this in a long time, that where they just carry daily strips, and I don't know what the obligation is.
Oh, like the
artist just to get it out to a wider audience. I
think you have to pay Webtoons, pay in to use that. I want to say, and then after a certain amount of time, maybe if you're popular enough, you can see some sort of a return. But they also, I think it's an invite only for that kind of thing as well. Okay. I'm not sure my consistency would be quite up. And I think part of that thing that makes this work, this particular strip, is it's a comic and an artist kind of centered community. So they're going to find a lot more to identify with it than somebody that's just off the street.
That's true.
Kind of tailored for Comicsgate.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I was going to say too, it's the way that you approach even difficult things happening or whatever is always done so well to make it does make people stop and go, oh yeah. Like that. And for me too, like, oh yeah, this week was harsh. And then, anyway, I like it.
Oh, we got a friendly dog here.
Yeah, we do have a friendly dog. He,
so
domesticated werewolf. Yep.
So, Charlie's back to you. Now you got, and that's one of the reasons I contacted you to have you on, is that you've got a new project coming up. Can you talk a little bit about that and give us some details?
It's going to be the second book of the series, so it's going to be the second Charlie's London book. So this one, where the first one was from East Lane to the Limelight, playing on the fact of East Lane is where he was born, and then the Limelight being not only a famous film, but the phrase of like, you've made it, you're in the limelight sort of thing. The second one's going to be called From Walworth to Wartime. So Walworth is a place in South London where he grew up. So I really wanted to concentrate on the middle years of his career. So from about 1917 to about 1941. So it really spans sort of the two world wars and what happened to him in between. And then it will finish with the making of The Great Dictator. And I actually had to get a separate license to use the speech from The Great Dictator because it's copyrighted on its own.
Wow. So, I mean, obviously, getting the rights and so forth to do that stuff isn't so expensive that it scared you off. But was that a consideration when you're starting this stuff out and thinking, okay, how many do I have to sell to pay for my licensing fees and things like that?
Honestly, no, because the lady that runs the estate is very, very shrewd. And she really wanted this to be made because she wanted it to go into a new medium. And where Charlie's children are quite older now and maybe at first didn't quite see it as being something that was going to do as well as it had done. I think she purposely undersold it so I'd get a better deal from the licensing agreement, because she really wanted it to exist. And so I've been very, very lucky with them. But then aside from that sort of side of it, they've known me for a long time. So I think that did help, because I think they thought she's not going to do something that's not respectful. And at the same time, it's stipulated in the contract they have to oversee it every step of the way. So they got every chapter. They oversaw the artwork. There were certain things they wanted, that they were quite specific about. They didn't want it to be caricatured. They wanted it to be quite real to life artwork.
Mm-hmm.
They were also, and I didn't realise it till I'd launched, they were really sort of, in my contract it says Indiegogo, and they were very specific about it had to be on Indiegogo. And it wasn't until after I launched I asked them, and they said it's because there's an unlicensed book on Kickstarter that we've tried to get stopped, but because it's a parody, they won't let us stop it. And we'd rather you was on a totally different platform so no one confused your book with this one. So they've protected me at every step of the way of how to market this thing. Nice. So, and like I've said on streams before, it's kind of weird when you send a picture to the from the artist to the estate, and the estate is generally run by one of his oldest daughters, Victoria. And it's very weird when she gets the lady that runs the estate to email you back and go, do you think you could change the eye colour in panel 3 because my father's eyes were blue? Like, it's just crazy things like that. And you go, oh God, I forget I'm dealing with your kids, as you're doing this. But it's gonna be the second one. Is really gonna be the most, I say, scandalous point of his life, but the times when all of his, he went through the divorces that are very public knowledge, and he made his most iconic films. So there's going to be a lot that we're going to be fitting into this, and I've been sitting down with the production team and things on what we're doing, and we've said that we're going to run the campaign for about 15 months. So we're going to give it 15 months to do, as opposed to the 6 months that we try to do it on this one, and most campaigns do a year, purely because I've said to Mickey, the artist, if it goes over the 48 pages, then it goes, 64 pages, then it goes over the 64 pages. You do what you need to do until we get this story done. So I'm just giving him extra time so he doesn't panic about, I need to get this done to a deadline. So, and Shelley knows from the job she's done, I'm trying to plan it so that I'm fulfilling in our school holiday. So,
but and I only teach 2 classes. I mean, I am super part-time, but it's like, oh, spring break. Yay. I couldn't, I needed that break.
Are majority of your orders in the United States, or do you find most of them in Europe, or how is it broken down so far in this first campaign?
I've really enjoyed, I'm not really a stats person, but I've really
I see how it is.
Yeah.
I won't take that personal or anything.
Oh, that was very good.
Send me some data, girly. I'm a stats person.
I didn't think I was until I started. When you get all the facts and figures that are in the the campaign data, I found that when I looked at it, that most of my CG backers were the States, and most of my European and British backers are from the silent film community. And it's very split. I'd say it's like probably 60-40 split, 60% being CG and 40% being the stuff that I've done around silent films, because I've actually got like a Facebook page that's got about 5,000 followers on it. And I do quite a lot that's not around CG as well, which always makes me and Stato laugh, because when you get the backlash of nobody wanted a book about Charlie Chaplin, this, the only reason this has been successful is because people have bought into it because it's CG, and it's like, no, it's not. It's nothing to do with it. Like I do so much promotion for this book outside of CG. It always makes me chuckle when people say that. I mean, my heart and soul is here. Because I do think that Charlie's story, this is where Charlie's story needs to be, because I mean, the dude got cancelled 4 times in his life, for God's sake. I mean, if he doesn't deserve to be part of the CG community, I don't know what does.
Right,
exactly. Exactly. That's
it's so funny when people make statements that they think I know it all.
Yeah, I got this figured out, and they just make this most ridiculous online statements about people, or general statements about CG, or just indie comics, or your particular comic, or my particular comic. The only reason it's doing this is because of that, and you're just like, okay, Mr. 200 followers, appreciate your insight. So you said the second part. So are you planning this to be like a 3-part thing where you've had the early, the middle, and then the latter part of his career?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do with it. That's exactly what I want to do. So it's going to be it's going to run in a very similar theme to the first one, and it's going to be sort of, I'm going to try and set the tone. I've got pretty much the whole team back. So Stato's back for the second one, and Mickey's doing the artwork on book 2. And Carl Stefan is back doing another cover. We're going to be having a limited edition reprint of book 1 on the campaign for book 2 with a new cover. And the one that I'm super excited about, but I will tell you a funny story about in a minute. We've got Graham Nolan doing a cover for book 2. So I'm very, very excited. But I'm not as excited as I am massively excited about it, obviously. But my artist, Mickey, is more excited than me, if that's even possible. When I told him, he had a proper fanboy moment. It was like, I'm working on the same project as Graham Nolan.
Right,
right. Having a total and utter meltdown about it. It was quite funny, really.
I love that stuff.
That's funny. Eric Guapo says haters gonna hate because they can't create. Hey, look at that.
Ooh, that's a bumper sticker right there.
By the way, old Dirty Fatty says he'd like me. He thinks I wouldn't like him to be my neighbour. I would love him to be my neighbour because he's always so nice and sweet, and would probably bring the milk in so Jan doesn't have to run down the road.
And he would chase down that milkman too.
Yeah. That's right. He'd go, no, don't worry yourself. I'll handle this. He would chase the little milk truck down. Peyton Holden has decided to cancel White Claw. Probably, Shelley, because you didn't bring yours today.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I took a pain pill earlier, so I don't.
It's going to be called Inclusive Claw now.
Yep. Inclusive Claw.
Can I just say that, in the CG community, and you probably see this yourself, if you watch a live stream, there's like 2 layers of conversation go on in the chat. You've got people that are commenting on what the hosts are talking about or the panel's talking about. But then there's other underlining current of people that are having conversations amongst themselves and then dipping into what's going on the show.
Yeah,
and the more CG chats and shows you circulate around, you do see that, and you start having your own private jokes. Like Peyton, for example. Peyton and I have got this ongoing joke that's been going on now for about 6 months. So I love reading those really trashy historical novels. And my specialist, I like the First and Second World War ones. So I like the ones where the nurse falls in love with a pilot and all those sort of crap ones, right? And I get them really cheap from the supermarket for like £2-3. And because I read proper history books all the time, this is like I still get to read my history books, but they're trash. But I have this backwards forwards thing with Painter where when I get a new one and they're really they're really trash, like the front covers are awfully photoshopped, they're like proper bad. I put it up on Twitter and I tag him in it, and he'll like retweet it with a caption that reads like a movie poster. And it's just, this has been going backwards and forwards for 6 months. It's got nothing to do with CG. It's got nothing to do with my book. It's got nothing to do with comics. But it's how you meet people and you have such a laugh with them.
Yes. I know Peyton and he sends me every single thing you can find with Nosferatu on it. It cracks me up every time.
Well, speaking of Peyton and Art's butt, he says, Charlie's, may I be your neighbor? See, not everybody wants to be your neighbor.
Oh, no, I get first dibs.
Of course.
Old Dirty Fatty said you'd get you extra milk and he wouldn't charge you.
Don't worry about it.
I love that part. And a lot of times when I go back through the live chat, just see like, did we miss anything? I get such a kick out of like just the back and forth. And then there's several different conversations going, within it. Or they'll just say something, like, what's my favorite White Claw flavor? Or what did you just put up that I look like a 20 or
30s,
stories from the 30s?
Femme fatale.
Thanks. But yeah, it
Which
cracks
means
me up when I go through.
you're about to stab me in the back, is what he's trying to say. So
I got my plans later.
Suckered me in, my private detective persona. You suckered me in, then you're going to stab me in the back.
Yep. But no, it's so much fun.
And we keep saying all the time that, you know, we made these close connections during COVID, and so many of us who couldn't get, I mean, I couldn't get out to see my family. I mean, where Jan and I live is quite far from like my family, really, and not easy for him to see us when we were all in lockdown. And, you know, CG kept us going a lot of the time. It was either we'd have a hangout, a big group of us would just chat till the early hours, just talking about nothing, or we'd be watching live streams. Or I just genuinely think, I think a lot of us would have been incredibly lonely if it wasn't actually for that community at that time. I think it's very true. People, I mean, America's huge. So there must have been people in CG that literally their only communication on a daily basis was a live stream, because they had no one else around them for the vast space that they live in.
Yeah, I mean, that I agree. That's really true. I was just thinking, if we hadn't sort of discovered this whole sort of live streaming thing, it's kind of like I'd have gone insane, you know?
Yeah.
When you can't go any place, or, you know, and you can't get together with anybody. And it's just like, not that we're big get together people, but still, you know,
not the social butterflies so much, but just the connection with, and even Indiegogo, and just having such a better connection with people than you go to a con and you see, you know, people once or twice a year. And do what?
Go ahead.
Oh, but this, we actually feel like there's a relationship with everybody. And, you know, especially with him working at home, I work at a super small school, just, you know, like 3 days a week, a couple hours. And you just don't have that social interaction that you would have on a normal basis, even if we weren't in lockdown or whatever. So it's been a huge blessing for us.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, as much as, you know, he's all right, but
he's like, you know, when
you're stuck in a house with some, you know, like, oh, what's going on today? Oh, same thing's yesterday. Same thing as tomorrow. Awesome. But no, it's been really fun.
I don't think Charlie's neighborhood can handle all the mysterious gentlemen leading double lives.
Ooh.
Yeah, that may be true. Let's see. Let's see. Randy's very happy, and he's in Canada, of course. Our mask mandate comes down tomorrow. Finally,
ours stopped last week, but of course now what are they doing? Oh, we might have to bring him back.
No.
I actually
rebellion,
which was amazing to me, is when you only see part of someone's face, your mind automatically just makes up the rest. Right. So you have to visualize the whole face. So when students had their masks off, I got to see their faces for the first time. And for some, I was like, oh, no, I already made up the rest of your face. And that's not what you look like, you know, or
that mask back on.
Or someone like, oh, you have a mole on your face, or what, you know, it was just like, I hadn't seen them, and we've been, you know, together for quite a while. And oh yeah, it was, unfortunately they've seen mine because I can't teach in a mask. But yeah, just to see actual faces, I think is going to do so much more for personal relationship and just making that connection. Even like our daughter is very, kind of social, outgoing most of the time. But I remember last year her calling home from college, bawling that she was lonely. And I'm like, how can you be lonely? There's 6 girls counting you in your dorm, but you can't make connections with people. Like you smile at them, you know, but they can't see because you got a mask on or whatever. She's much happier this year.
Yeah, I was a very forward thinker. I've been wearing a mask since we got married, and then I finally took it off during the pandemic. And she was like, "No, that's not what you look like." And I said, "No." I go, 30 years ago, I was much better looking. So
the sad thing is for me, because the age group I teach is between 11 and 18-year-olds. Some of these kids are like they start the school when they're 11 years of age, they're whacked a mask on, and they've grown up underneath that mask. And 2 years later, when they're 13 and they take the mask off, they're like a different person underneath because they've grown up underneath it. And it's quite daunting when you think of it that way. But I mean, we haven't had that mandated in the UK for a while. And actually from the 1st of April, we don't even have to test anymore.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, we even,
Well,
we tested at school even. That's where I got when I had mine done. But yeah, it's been 2 years, right? So yeah, I've seen some kids that I had as freshmen that are now juniors because I just do the last 4 years of their schooling. So what, 14 to 18. And yeah, just to see them, I always go, my gosh, you all grown up. And right, but still it just freaks me out. And I had to stop making face because I would have this shocked face and they'd be like, what? And I go, oh, don't think that I'm making a face at you because I see your face and now I'm going, oh, you're ugly. That's one kid thought that I made this face because I was like, ew, but no, I just made up the rest of your face. And so it's shocking.
Hang on a second. I got to lay out some disciplinary action.
Oh,
if you don't mind,
Peyton.
Oh, I tell
You
you,
need to get
the disrespect on this show is just next level. So it's
funny.
tough.
But it's funny because like we talk about the relationships and friendships. Stato and I talk all the time, every day, about stuff that 50% has nothing to do with comics, 50% has everything to do with comics, and it's like I think he must think I'm nuts, but it's totally. But he talks to Jan. I talk to his wife.
I pretend I'm a bird on the internet, Charlie. Yeah. One of us is nuts.
One of you is at least one of you is nuts, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is like what it's like, and it was really funny about a year ago. So when he sent me the sketch cards, I told him how I was like, I love Starbucks coffee, and he sent me this the roasted beans of this Starbucks coffee brand you can't get here in the UK. And it was the full ground. It was the full beans. It wasn't ground. So I had to take it to my local Starbucks to get it ground. And I messaged him that night. I was like, you've just caused an absolute frenzy in my local Starbucks. And he went, why? What happened? I went, well, they've never seen this one before. And they were all really excited. So the only way that they'd agree to grind these beans was if I gave them some of it. And they were actually like putting it through the percolator there and then so they could try what it was like. And one of them was like, oh, we've only actually ever heard about this on training sessions. And I was like, oh my God, like this is cool.
Oh, that's
We've
funny.
only heard about this in training sessions. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's called Komodo Dragon. And it's really strong. Like you could stand your spoon up in it. It's that strong.
It's out of the room.
And it was so funny. I said to him, you've caused a riot in my local Starbucks now.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, you guys,
so
funny.
Again, side chats in the.
Hey, let me mention this before I forget. I did put links in the description of this video to Charlie's London campaign on Indiegogo, as well as Wraith of God. So if you haven't backed either or checked them out, I would encourage you guys to follow those links and check those things out. And so you're going to keep this open until your next campaign launches, and you're hoping that's going to be when?
It's looking to be the 8th of May.
Well, that's pretty specific. So
there's a reason for that.
Now, okay, hang on a second. So this is going to close down. This campaign will close when the next one opens up, but you're going to offer a second printing of this in your next campaign. Is that correct?
That is very true. But the second printing is not going to be any of the covers that's on this campaign.
It's going to be a brand new cover.
It's going to be an exclusive cover. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay, can you tell us why the 8th is important for your launch?
Because the book centers in between the two world wars and finishes with the Great Dictator. Mm-hmm. So it's going to launch on VE Day.
Oh,
brilliant.
Clever marketer, you.
Well, I tried because I did that on the first one. It launched on the 16th of October, which was the actual, it was the date that Charlie came to London for the premiere of Limelight, which is where this book starts, where he found out he could only go back into America if he went in front of the court of, the House of Un-American Activities. So I thought that was quite apt to do it like that. Yeah. So that's why I'm going to keep the same thing up for the second one.
Yeah, this interesting. I find myself as I get older, not that I'm that old, but as I get older, I find myself more interested in reading nonfiction than fiction. When I was younger, all I would read was fiction, right? Mm-hmm. And now I find, stories like this, or where you're getting information about real people and actual events, and it's fascinating and very compelling. So I'm actually really excited to read this, and
Me too.
get up on my Charlie Chaplin history. Because I know I know the film stuff, you know, the superficial film stuff, and a little bit of the gossipy, sensationalist, you know, stuff that happened to him. But I don't know the inner workings or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to this and finding, you know, some great information about a great. You can't, I guess, an English icon. You could say an American icon, but he's not an American. But he was obviously made a big mark here in the United States with his film work and everything. So.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's fair, and also it's like we need to give as well props to Stato for the fact that he has got some serious what's the way of putting it? I reckon he probably leaves his. I reckon his wife leaves his Christmas presents under the tree, and he doesn't even peek. He's got incredible self-control. I sent him a month before it went to print. I sent him the final thing with the script and everything, and said to him, I want you to read this over and tell me what you think. And he got back to me and he went, I'm not going to read this over and tell you what I think. It's going to be brilliant anyway, and I don't want to see it till I get it in my hands. And I was like, you're going to have that much self-control that a whole book is sitting in your inbox and you're not going to look? And I believe that I do believe him that he didn't look.
Nope.
Well, that's so funny because my son is 28 and he's waiting for Wraith of God. He wants to read Wraith of God. And I keep telling him about, okay, I've got this story problem. Don't tell me. I don't want to hear anything about it. He's like, just wait till it's done and then I'll read it. I don't want no spoilers.
Will you look at the pages?
No, he won't even, when he comes in my studio, he won't look at what I'm working on because he doesn't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
So it's just
I'm
really
like,
funny.
I'm ruining it every day. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, but you probably won't read it.
Yeah.
You'll read Charlie's London, but you won't read my book.
We'll see.
That's what's going on here. We'll see.
No, that's funny. But, you know, I did share with these two. Gosh, it was a while, probably a year ago before I knew you guys very well. But our daughter, her senior year in high school, her dance solo, she was Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And it was just, I don't know, it was just a great connection. I thought, like, oh my gosh. Like I always say, the world revolves around me. Yeah, it's all about me.
Randy Howell dropping a fun fact. When Chaplin was tearing through wardrobe to build his tramp character, he put on a pair of fatty Arbuckle pants, hence his classic baggy pants look. Or fatty Arbuckle. Oh my goodness.
It's what I found really interesting about this. I get a lot of fan art when the campaign was live and when it was sort of really in massive campaign mode. I got a lot of fan art sent to me, or you know, and what I loved seeing, and also the cover artists' interpretations of how they saw Chaplin was that everybody's got their own image in their head of him, and I thought that just it's collectively he is so many things to so many different people, and I think that that's 100% true, and that's why I think this book was always destined to be made. I'm not saying like by me and I'm like the savior of whatever. I'm saying I think this book was always destined to be made in one way because I think he is going to be a character that will never go away. Things will always bring society back to how important he was, because every time there's a major world event, somewhere on social media will circulate the speech from the great dictator and people will say the same thing they said then. It still resonates in politics. You know, and I think that is 100% true. I mean, I think the most incredible time I ever saw that film being played was I went to a film festival and I was in Italy, and one of my friends showed me on her phone that she'd the month before been to Berlin, and they were projecting the great dictator on a massive screen that was hung from the Brandenburg Gate. Now, if you think that like Berlin was the epicenter of Nazi Germany and that they hated Chaplin and Chaplin was the great dictator, was satire of what Hitler was meant to be. And then many years later, he's got his own back on this evil regime that he hated by having his film projected on a big building that they would have marched through. That's powerful. That's stuff you can't make up.
Right.
Yep. And it is amazing that someone as, you know, politically involved as he was, whether he wanted to be or not, you can still go back and look at his films to sort of escape the sort of, the silent films, like Modern Times is a freaking hilarious film. And of course it was made in 31 when sound movies had already started, but he still made a silent film essentially. And it works today. And you can go through and get this sort of escapism from our politics today by looking at this guy's films. And I've really become a fan of, listening to vintage radio programs on Saturday and Sunday nights when I'm working, and also watching when they come on the silent movies of his or Buster Keaton, Harold Lloyd, and just really appreciating the genius of these guys, their comedic genius, and how you could look at a movie that was made in 1920 and still laugh your head off. And just kind of make you feel good and kind of forget your problems for a few minutes. And so, I mean, they're still relevant if people will allow them to be, the art that they created, a century ago.
Well, yeah. And I mean, it's like, if you look at, I love, and I've done like presentations on this, you see his attitude to how people see his response to war. If you look at Shoulder Arms, made in 1917, and then you look at The Great Dictator, because he had pressure put on him to make a war film, and he really didn't want to make it in the First World War. He really didn't think, with all the blood and carnage going on in Europe, that making a comedy was actually in good taste. And he was pushed really to make it, and then he made that film, and that film is hilarious. I mean, there's a bit where he puts a gas mask on, and he's putting a gas mask on to open a tub of Camembert cheese. Like there's stuff like that. And then you see that he makes it like 6 months before the end of the war, like he almost wants the war to come and go so he can get out of making it. Yeah. But with The Great Dictator, he's making it bang right in 1940, literally the minute he can make it. And I've actually read from not even the Chaplin archives, from the Churchill archives, letters backwards and forwards between Charlie Chaplin and Winston Churchill about the fact that they couldn't understand that no one else was seeing this man was dangerous. Like they literally were both writing to each other going, why can no one else see this man is dangerous? Like Churchill called him the jumped up little corporal. He was caught in, that the conversations between them, and it's so interesting. You could do a whole comic on just the friendship between them two.
Wow.
It's so incredible.
That is really interesting. But this isn't interesting, but it needs to be addressed. It says Geek Adventure says Aaron is so old that his birth certificate says expired. Speaking of expiration date, there you go. There you go.
There it is. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, Humphrey Bear is here. Well, guys, here we are at the hour and a half mark. Ooh. Usually we like to cut the strings on this show because if it goes on too long, people start to unsubscribe to our channel. So we have to be careful that we don't
too much
push our luck.
There's a low Presty
too
level
much here. But again, let me remind everybody that the links to back Charlie's London and Wraith of God are both in the description of this video. And I hope you guys, if you haven't checked them out, that you will do that. We are supporters of Charlie's London and of Stat Zero.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate your guys' contribution to the art form and to what you do for the people of CG and just for history and entertainment. So thank you both so much for being here. I know it's super late in London, and I know it's past Stat's bedtime, even though he's in the Midwest.
I got to
so I know both you guys had to stay up late to do this, and I really appreciate it because I wanted to get some inside information on this project, which I always found so fascinating. And so thank you both so much for joining us. And Charlie, thank you for the insights.
And your next campaign goes live May 8th.
Yeah, the mailing list will go live on April the 16th. And the campaign itself will go live on May the 8th. So, but yeah, thank you so much for having us on. It's been lovely to come on and chat with you. And, if you ever want to come on to my show, just, send me a message and you're both always welcome.
Thank you.
Well, we'll definitely do that for when we get ready to start the next campaign and have to start making the rounds again. I'll definitely let you know.
So many moving parts you just don't even think about.
But the one time you had me on earlier, I really enjoyed talking with you. And so I always would love a return trip. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that.
No problem at all.
So anyway, thanks everybody in the chat for joining us. We hope you had a good time. We did, even if you didn't. And even if you didn't, press the like and subscribe anyway, because you feel sorry for us. And so everybody enjoy the rest of your evening and have a great week ahead of you. And we will see you guys next time. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.